thought that somehow this spiritual understanding would manifest in my body-mind and would also liberate me from psychological phenomena like this.
No, you don't need to be liberated from psychological...
No, not the awareness, of course. I'm always free as that. But the body-mind, apparently not.
But if you know that you are free, that what you essentially are is free from the content of your psychology, then who is it that is wanting to be liberated? Who is it that is asking to be liberated from this content? Who is it that is complaining about this content?
It doesn't need to have a person, the suffering. It's just a contraction that wants to expand. And I think it's natural for it to seek the expansion. So I don't think it's necessarily an ego thing to want to expand, and it's like a rock rolling down a hill.
Yes, yes.
Suffering wants to expand.
No, you're right. It's a natural. It's completely natural for you to want your mind and your body, your experience of your mind and body, to be in line with your understanding.
Right.
Or to realign your mind and your body with this understanding. That is it's like an impersonal desire. It's a desire simply to live this understanding, not just in the depths of yourself, but on the surface of yourself, in your thoughts and feelings, your actions, your relationships, and so on.
Yes, and that's what I understood from the term liberation. That this understanding would be reflected in my life, basically.
Okay, in that case we could say there are two liberations. The first liberation is liberation from, the second liberation is liberation to. First liberation is the liberation from the tyranny of your thoughts and feelings. That's the recognition of your inherent freedom. And the second liberation, the one you're referring to, would then be the realignment of your thoughts and feelings with this prior recognition.
Yes.
And that's the one you're asking about.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, I see.
But it's the conversation with a spiritual teacher is like a double bind. He basically tells you that in order to be free, you have to stop wanting it. So it's no way to get there.
No.
Well, at least it adds
it
up
depends.
to the.
Well, you have to choose. You have to choose your teachers carefully.
That's why I'm here, of course. And I've been to 10 to 20 different people. So it's a true compliment.
No, I wouldn't agree, and perhaps this is why you're here. I wouldn't agree with the statement that in order to be free, you have to stop wanting it. You can't just stop wanting freedom. If we don't feel free, the desire for freedom it's not possible to cut that desire off. It's like if we are suffering, it's not possible not to desire happiness.
Right.
The people that say, "Oh, there's nobody here, my suffering just arises in me," this is nonsense. If we are suffering, we are by definition seeking happiness. It is not possible to suffer and not seek happiness. Suffering is, they're the same thing. The suffering and the search for happiness. If you were not seeking happiness, you would not be suffering. So no, I wouldn't agree that in order to find freedom, you must stop seeking it. No, you should seek it. But you should seek it in the right place. And it's the recognition of our inherent freedom that brings that search to an end. It's not the ending of the search that brings about that recognition. It's not possible to bring that search to an end without the recognition. The recognition comes first, and until that recognition happens, we are seeking freedom, whether we admit it to ourselves or not.
Okay.
So no, I would not respond to you, you have to stop seeking freedom. Keep seeking freedom or liberation until you are satisfied that you have found it, or more accurately, recognized it.
And what is it then in contrast to the term enlightenment, the liberation? Is that a different thing?
No, they're the same.
Okay.
They're the same.
Recognizing the true nature of oneself, it's not so difficult.
You see,
but this freedom thing, that's...
in the word, I use the word recognition rather than enlightenment.
Okay.
Because there is... you see, John Smith loses himself in the part of King Lear. And then there is something called the recognition of himself. Recognition, remember, it means knowing again. It's not some marvelous new experience that John Smith has. He's always known himself. He just temporarily lost himself in the part he played. So there is this thing called knowing yourself again. Ceasing to imagine I am King Lear, knowing again that I am John Smith. That's something that happens.
Yes.
Enlightenment is the suggestion that something or someone is enlightened. It's like a new experience. So enlightenment is at best a concession, at worst a misunderstanding. That enlightenment is something that happens to King Lear, that King Lear becomes enlightened. So enlightenment's a misnomer. Recognition is not a misnomer. That's something that happens. The forgetting of oneself, the recognition of oneself, that happens.
Okay.
But enlightenment it's a misnomer, because King Lear never becomes enlightened.